In the garden of human interaction, not every flower is what it seems. Some of the most beautiful blossoms conceal the deadliest venom. This is a difficult but essential truth to grasp. Not everyone who seems kind can be trusted. We are conditioned from a young age to associate smiles with warmth and pleasantries with good intentions. But this conditioning can become a critical vulnerability. It can blind us to the serpent hiding in plain sight, coiled beneath the leaves of social nicety. There is a profound and unsettling reality that we must all grapple with. The world is not populated solely by benevolent spirits. Among us walk individuals who have perfected the art of the pleasant facade. They have learned that a disarming smile, a well-timed compliment, or a gesture of apparent generosity are the most effective tools for lowering our defenses. It is a fundamental error of naivete to assume that a pleasing exterior is a reliable indicator of a trustworthy character. This is not a call to paranoia, but a summons to discernment. It is about learning to see beyond the performance, to recognize the subtle but significant tells that betray a person's true motives. This miscalculation, mistaking performance for personality, is a dangerous one. It leaves you vulnerable to the machinations of those who have mastered social camouflage. These individuals, often driven by deep-seated insecurities, entitlement, or a lack of empathy, use agreeableness as a weapon. It is a key that unlocks your trust, your home, your finances, and your heart. They use it for manipulation, for gaining access to your resources, your goodwill, and ultimately, your very sense of self. This is a form of predation hidden in plain sight, an emotional and psychological theft that can leave you questioning your own judgment. The ability to look for the cracks in this facade is not cynicism. It is a crucial act of self-preservation. It is about protecting yourself, your family, and your future from those who would exploit your kindness. In the moments to come, we will equip you with the knowledge to do just that. We will count down 10 specific, psychologically backed signs that someone's kindness is not a gift, but a carefully constructed trap. You will learn to spot the inconsistencies, to test the sincerity of their words, and to trust the quiet alarm bells that ring when something feels off. Pay close attention. This knowledge is your shield. Here are 10 psychological signs to watch for. Starting now. The first sign is one of the most insidious, because it preys upon our deepest longing to be seen and understood. This is exaggerated empathy. The calculated mirroring of your emotions, performed with an intensity that feels too perfect to be real. It's a perfected mirror, designed to disarm you. On a first date, they might declare you're soulmates after you share a personal story, mirroring your vulnerability with a dramatic confession of their own. At work, a colleague might over-enthusiastically champion your minor success, inserting themselves into your achievement. Your sadness becomes their flawless sorrow, on cue. Your triumph, their eruption, often bigger than your own, forcing you to manage their reaction. Here is a test. Next time, offer a neutral, low-stakes opinion. See if they adopt it with the same unnatural intensity. Their need to mirror overrides authenticity. The myth is that intense emotional mirroring equals a deep connection. The reality? True empathy is often clumsy, quiet, and imperfectly human. It doesn't need a stage. Predators study you. They learn your emotional cues, not to connect, but to conquer. They reflect your feelings back with unnerving precision. It's a tactic, not a bond. Protect yourself. When their reaction feels overwhelming, create distance and say, "I appreciate the sentiment, but I need a moment to process this myself." This performance short-circuits your critical mind, builds false trust, and lowers your guard. If it feels like a flawless show, it probably is. Do not be fooled. The second sign is a fracture in the foundation of reliability, frequent inconsistencies. A person's word is the currency of their character. Devalued by contradiction, that currency becomes bankrupt. This is not a lapse. It is shifting ground beneath your feet. You notice small things at first. Stories conflict. Edits appear. They craft reality in real time to suit needs. They rewrite the conversation history and position you as mistaken. Become a meticulous accountant of words. Do not dismiss discrepancies. See the pattern. Integrity seeks coherence. Deceit cannot sustain it. The third sign is a weapon disguised as a gift. Excessive flattery. Genuine praise is specific, earned, and without strings. Excessive flattery is constant, over the top, and vague, designed to disarm you. It's not to celebrate you, but to hook you. Too much, too soon should trigger unease, not gratitude. It's a smokescreen targeting the ego, fostering obligation. When praise outpaces familiarity, be suspicious. Manipulators buy loyalty with counterfeit compliments. Guard yourself against it. The fourth sign, no genuine remorse. Many know apology language. Few practice change. Scripted, hollow, defensive apologies are red flags. That shifts blame onto you. Grand regret without change is theater, not conscience. Real remorse feels the sting and alters behavior. Strategic apologies placate. They don't repair. An apology without lasting change is worse than none. It is a lie. Judge the pattern, not the promise. The fifth sign is a subtle, creeping invasion, boundary testing. No one starts with a frontal assault. Small tests gauge your tolerance. Each failed boundary teaches permeability. These are experiments collecting data. Passivity fuels escalation. Soon they dictate choices. Treat small pushes as major violations. Your first response decides if there will be a second. A clear no is a necessary fortification, your sovereignty. The sixth sign is a direct assault on your sanity, gaslighting. This isn't just lying, it's a malicious form of psychological manipulation aimed at systematically dismantling your perception of reality. The gaslighter's goal is to make you doubt your own memory, your judgment, and ultimately your sanity until you become dependent on their version of events. You see this in everyday life. At work, a manager might deny ever approving a project, leaving you to take the fall by saying, "I never said that. You must have misunderstood." In a relationship, a partner might flatly deny a promise they made, insisting, "That conversation never happened. You're imagining things again." They twist your words, conveniently forget entire events, and reframe the past to suit their narrative. A subtle red flag is their constant use of phrases like, "You're being too sensitive," "You're overreacting," or the classic, "You're crazy." These are not expressions of concern. They are weapons designed to invalidate your feelings and shut down the conversation. The message is clear and devastating. Your reality is wrong, and only theirs is right. Here's a test. When they deny something you know for a fact is true, calmly present objective evidence, like a text message or an email. A gaslighter won't concede. Instead, they will pivot, questioning your motives for saving the evidence, or even diagnose you, saying, "See, this proves how paranoid you are." To protect yourself, you must become an anchor in your own reality. Write everything down. Keep a private journal of events, conversations, and feelings. This isn't about gathering evidence for a fight. It's about creating an external record to validate your own mind when you start to doubt it. In the moment, use a boundary-setting phrase like, "My perception is not up for debate," or "I trust my memory of what happened." This shifts the focus from arguing facts to asserting your right to your own experience. Here is the myth versus the reality. Myth: it's just a simple misunderstanding or a difference of opinion. Reality: it is a deliberate and corrosive tactic of control. When they say you're imagining things, trust your perception. Hold on to your reality as if your life depends on it, because your independent self does. The seventh sign: public charm, private coldness. In public, warm, engaging, witty, adored. In private, indifference, contempt, simmering hostility. The switch flips the moment the audience is gone. Isolation follows as others defend the performer. A person of integrity is consistent. A manipulator runs two personas. Believe the private reality, not the public performance. This is a strategy to control by isolation. When they think no one of consequence is watching, they reveal truth. Heed the warning. The eighth sign begins subtly, controlling small behaviors. Suggestions and preferences calcify into rules. At first it sounds helpful, until deviation meets disapproval. Compliance is rewarded, autonomy punished, framed as concern, but it isolates you to them. One change to keep the peace, one slice of autonomy lost. Repeat 1,000 times and your will erodes. Recognize the campaign early. Defend your right to choose your own jacket. It is more important than you think. The 9th sign, projection of blame. A defense mechanism weaponized. Accuse you of what they are. Dishonest? You become secretive. Unfaithful? They grow jealous. Their accusations are a smokescreen that distracts and puts you on defense. They're shouting thief. To hide, they're picking the family's pocket. You waste energy defending. You stop investigating them. When accusations feel alien, ask, is it about me or a confession? Look closely. Accusations often map their own failings. The mirror darkly reflects them. The 10th and final sign is not a moment, but the sum of a life. Sabotaged relationships. Trustworthy people have durable bonds. Manipulators leave broken ties. And it's always someone else's fault. Perpetual victimhood without self-reflection is a red flag. If every story ends in disaster, the common denominator is them. Listen for nuance and accountability, not blame-only narratives. The past predicts the future, unless you refuse the role. We have illuminated 10 markers of deceit behind a pleasant facade. Recognize exaggerated empathy, shifting stories, excessive flattery, hollow apologies, boundary tests, gaslighting, public-private split, subtle control, projection, and a trail of broken relationships. Knowledge must be paired with courage to act. Choose wisdom, set boundaries, have hard conversations, and walk away when needed. Be the vigilant guardian at the gate of your life. Your future self, tall, unbroken, and free, will thank you.